everybody, and welcome back to WoW Mods. And today we're going to be looking at something very, very different. We're going to be taking a look at essentially the work of another WoW modder. You will know this modder by the name Krysik on mc.net. So Krysik essentially contacted me via email. He wanted to tell me a little bit about his project and if I would mind going on and putting it on my server and taking a look at it. So here I am, and here we are. And what you are observing now is a part of the Dragon Isles. Now, the Dragon Isles, according to Krysik's lore, was the original home to the Black Dragon Flight. But for some time now, the isles have been abandoned. And lo and behold, you have the appearance, of course, of the Twilight Flight and the Twilight Dragons. So the Alliance sends the Kirin Tor, the Sun Reavers, and the Explorers Expedition to these isles, and this is where we're at. So the isles, as you can see, they're very sort of mysterious. There's a bit of bloom in those in the mist, so you really can't see too far up ahead. Here we have some high elven, some tents from the high elves, possibly the Kirin Tor, the Silver Covenant, or whatever it's called. Oh, and here we have a collapsed, what seems to be a collapsed gate, a dragon gate, perhaps. And this is one of the larger islands in this Dragon Isle area. So I'm just taking a look around. I'm looking a bit at, like, you know, the assets and just looking at the detail that's been put in. So obviously this area speaks of an expedition either currently here or obviously completely disappeared. It's a bit always hard to tell what the mood of an area is meant to be without the NPCs. But unfortunately, see, this is what happens when you download a mod and you don't have a server. You end up, or you don't have a server that populates the areas that you're building with NPCs. So it'd be really cool to see some of those units in the server. But that's always like a very difficult thing to do. That's always very server dependent. All right, so we're gonna try and see where we can potentially fly off to now. By the way, these isles are located north of Lordaeron, so off of the shores. Potentially, in comparison to my mod, it's off of the shores of northern Lordaeron, so the region that I made as northern Lordaeron. So it's pretty far out, and it's in an area of the sea where fatigue is an issue. So unless you have admin powers, you just instantly die. Like if I de-op right now from GM mode, I will die. Oh, look at this. This is just absolutely beautiful. Beautiful landscape work here. Look at those falls, the river, the ravine. I mean, Krysik has really nailed the art of terraining. And it's very, from my sort of like limited observation of WoW pre-Kata, it's very akin to sort of like the northern styling of terrain. It's just really good. I don't know exactly what island that is. We're gonna try not to go up on that island just yet. I want to try and show you all the different elements, because it's a large zone. As you can see, it's quite big and quite chunky, and there's a lot of looky here. What do we have here? Oh, what is this? Cool, interesting bushes. Aha! Let's jump down here and take a look at this, because this is another path. Let's see how this is going. Okay, there's another path that way. And this looks like this would be where the Dwarven expedition might be. Let's see. Yes, it does. At least that looks like a Dwarven ship. Let's see if we can get on here some way. Oh, yes, it is a Dwarven ship, and it appears to have been crashed with all the sort of boxes and gear and equipment coming out of there. Can we get up here? There we go. Oh, come on. All right, it's a bit wonky. So I'm gonna see. Obviously, it's a crashed ship. Seems like the dwarves. This is probably the Explorers League. So the Explorers League has crashed here. And I'm just going to pop my head out. Okay, perfect. Alright, so you know what? I can see the banner of the Explorers League over there. So what we'll do is we'll follow the path. Before we follow the third island, we're going to follow the path up through here and see exactly what it is. Okay, so here you go. We actually have a path, and we have the Explorers League's markers. A little bit of a terrain crack there. Unfortunately, that does happen from time to time, particularly when you're building outside of the regular terrain zones. You might have a little bit of like ripping going on in the terrain. I think it looks fine. It's not an issue. I wouldn't be like too overly concerned with it. Okay, what else do we have here? Oh, well, look at here. We have some pillars, possibly whatever the dragon's default architecture, I guess it would be. Okay, we have some little lamps, and we have this making its way all the way into... Let's see this. I like the trees. I really do like these pretty awesome downported trees. I think they look pretty cool. They remind me... they still sort of like keep that cartoonish vibe to them, but they look a lot better than just the default trees in Warcraft, or at least in vanilla. Okay, so we're coming up here. This seems to be an island. You know what? I should have probably... It's fine. Okay, we'll just do it this way. Does this... Okay, let's just see, because I believe the areas are completely named, but I've taken off, as you can see here, we have the fatigue bar. I've taken off the UI just because I wanted to Dun Alain, that's what it's called. Dun Alain. So this is a Dwarven fortification, an Explorers League. It seems as if there has been some degree of combat. Obviously, everything is kind of just sparse everywhere. There seems to be a little yeah, look, there seems to be a little cemetery here. Oh, interesting. And let's go over here. We're gonna go inside the fort and see exactly what is up, if there's anything interesting in here, and see. Maybe there's some additional details, maybe not. Maybe it's just a default fort. Okay, so we've got a couple of planes, we've got a couple of cars, or steam engines, I should say. What is this? Okay, looks like it's just sliding poles. Alright, so it doesn't seem like there's anything particularly different about the structure here. It's just a dwarven sort of stronghold. When the Explorers League comes here, did they build this? Did they occupy this at some previous stage? I don't know. That's an interesting question, and maybe we'll have an answer to that at some point. Now we'll go down. Is this correct? I've lost track of myself. Okay, so there's the taller island there. That's way. Yeah, we're going this way. All right. So that's been really, really awesome. I do really look at that. You know, Krysik's terraining is really, really nice. Very, very dramatic. The steep, the texturing work is really, really on point as well. Really great work. Absolutely fantastic. Look at all these cliffs and yeah, look at the crashed ship on the other side. There's a really strong. I don't know if it'll actually come through from this recording, but there's a really strong gust of wind, sort of like coming in over the headphones that I'm currently wearing, and it's just absolutely bonkers. There seems to be a high elf crashed, a high elf ruined ship, a shipwreck. That's what I was thinking about. And now we're gonna go this away, and we're gonna see exactly where this leads. Actually, let's take a look at that amazing underwater detail. Just a lot of like awesome work. I'm really digging this. I'm really digging this area, and I'm sort of excited to see the big mountain. I have a feeling like that there's going to be some more interesting stuff in that area, but that's a bit of odd shadows just projecting everywhere. I believe that's a product of the mist. Yeah, I think when you have those big patches of like mist floating up in the air, sometimes they have this weird shading effect on the ground. Big turtle shell here. Oh yeah. Let's see if there's anything. Oh, but it's a place I guess you can hide. Excellent. I always love finding like little nooks and crannies that could potentially be used to hide and either fight or RP your heart out. All right, so this has been a pretty good look of the two islands. I'm going to save this large island for when it's dark. So for the time being right now, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to camp out here, and I will come back when it's dark. So see you all soon. Until then, bye-bye.